Alright guys, let's do an update on the Athena nutrient line, at least through veg anyways. So Athena sent me their Pro line with Fade, Balance, and Cleanse. And so I'm going to give it a run here in this grow chamber. I ran all the way through veg. We're flipping to flower now. So this is their core base. And by the looks of it, you know, with those white pearls, that's calcium nitrate. The yellow is going to be iron, which would make sense that the core would be mostly a calcium nitrate, heavy on iron. They may have some other micros in here, but it could very well just be those. So this mixes up pretty well. You know, no sediment, no precipitate, which one would expect from, you know, any quality hydroponic nutrient. And so I'm making a concentrate here that I'm going to dump into my 40-gallon tank. And so the thing with Athena that stands out to me is this 3.0 from seedling to finish. That's really interesting approach to growing. And I think it's created in the sense of it's trust the program, right? The thing that they kind of focus on is it's creating simplicity. Now, at a commercial level, and I guess this is my only, skepticism or drawback with some of these nutrient companies, is they're targeting commercial cannabis growers. And in my mind, a commercial cannabis grower should be making their own nutrients, should be making their own recipes. All of this should be done in-house. I think that's a skill set that a quality head grower would provide. But that aside, you know, this Athena line kind of provides that background. So by hitting a 3.0 EC, it takes a lot of guesswork out of what you're doing. You know, you don't really need to measure your runoff. You just kind of set it and forget it. And I think that's really what creates popularity with this line. You get a lot of these growers that aren't quite sure how to blend these nutrients or how to mix it. So you can find something like this, you trust the program, and you get pretty good plant results. So I really think that's the claim to fame with Athena. And how they do that, hitting that 3.0 EC without burning plants, you know, I've got some assumptions, but I guess that's not for this video. So this is their bloom, and this is going to be mostly potassium, phosphorus, depending on what compound they use. And you can see a little bit of blue tint in there, and so that's going to be copper. So they probably have different micronutrient blends that go into each of the grow and the bloom. And so again, this stuff mixes really nice. I had way too much salt here for this amount of water, and so you get a really super saturated solution, and it tends to dissolve a little bit less. So I should have had a bigger jar here. But it's easy, you know, it mixes up easy. It hits the numbers pretty easily. And so with that, again, like I said, I think that's really what sets this line apart, is that simplicity. Now one can argue, as I have in the past, that, you know, these money savings and efficiency definitely comes through creating your own. You know, do you need to run a 3.0 EC through your seedlings? Probably not. Athena has made it possible that you can, but that's double the fertilizer that you would typically use. Now again, this is kind of splitting the hairs of commercial grower versus just something that works. So if you want something that works, you know, so far Athena has been doing that. And so my plants in veg, they're healthy, they look good, they've grown well, but all the nutrient lines I've ran in the past have also done that. So Athena made it easier because I didn't have to measure runoff. I didn't have to do all the things I typically do to keep a nutrient in line. And so that is very impressive, and that's something that I think is worthy of the bragging rights of that simplicity, that trust the program kind of mentality. But it leaves me feeling a little less in control. And so I will obviously go back to making nutrients, my own nutrients after this run. But this has been, so far, a great run. Obviously, we'll see come flower. Now, this is their cleanse, which is just hypochlorous acid. There's a few other products I've typically used HypoGrow in the past. So this helps, you know, disease resistance. It raises reduction potential in the water. Scale keeps things down. And then there's that 3.0 or 3.1, kind of hits it perfectly. And then I always send a test off to the lab. That's something I always do, making my own nutrients. But something I always still do here to kind of make sure you're falling in line to where you want to be. And so, you know, as I guess a summary, Athena seems to create a product that produces healthy, happy plants. People seem to like it. And you know, the one thing, and again, I'm not going to really get into this in this video, is I think a lot of people say, well, the terpene production is terrible. And I don't know how true that is, or how much that is just kind of a hater mentality of, you know, salts produce this. 'Cause that's something I've been dealing with as a hydroponic grower for so long, that it kills terpenes. And there's no real reasoning behind that. My only thought is, you know, stressed plants tend to create better terpenes. And so with hydroponics, you have a lot less stress because the plants are just happy. And with, you know, hydroponics and also, you know, proper nutrient, healthy plants tend to be less terpy. And so maybe creating such healthy plants is a downside in some cases. So, you know, I don't know. We'll see. We'll test the terpenes on this. Obviously, we'll see what the flower turns out to be, but I have pretty high hopes that it'll be a pretty decent run. So yeah, so far I'm liking the Athena stuff. You know, it's got its drawbacks, but if you're looking for something easy, it's a go-to.